Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar. So I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good morning, and I welcome you all to this session. So I hope your preparation is going on good, and I have seen that many of you are writing answers also. So you have been writing good answers also. I have seen many copies of the last day. So I will come to that part. I will come to that portion of how you have all been writing the answers, what improvement is needed and everything. So I will come to that portion. So welcome everyone, and let's start today's session. The topics which we are going to discuss today. The first topic is going to be about this food security. The second is about the military transformation, and the third is with respect to Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission. Okay. So what we see that these are the three topics which we have to discuss in today's session. So first of all, let us start with this one. The first article is with this respect to this one, the Food Security Act. The first article is with respect to the Food Security Act. We are going to see this, that what is the provisions which are there right now, and what has been the proposal for amendment to the National Food Security Act. What is the status right now? Plus, what are the suggestions which are given? What are the challenges which are there? So that we will see. Okay. So right now we will see this one part, that when we are talking about this Food Security Act, what are the current provisions? We will see this. What is the current provisions? We will also see the proposed changes. The existing challenges, and way forward. So these are the four dimensions which we are going to talk about in this food security. In this food security part, these are the dimensions which we are going to examine. These are the dimensions which we are going to discuss with respect to this National Food Security Act or food security in India. Okay. So let us see this one thing. Okay. Let us see this. What is the current provision? What is the current provision? If you look at current provision, there is one such a scheme, Antyodaya Ann Yojana. Antyodaya Ann Yojana. And under this Antyodaya Ann Yojana, we see that there is a fixed part that 35 kg is going to be provided, okay, per household per month. Okay. Here we see that it is 35 kg per household per month. 35 kg per household per month. That is what we are providing under this Antyodaya Ann Yojana. 35 kg like grains, or 35 kg of the food which is being provided. Okay. Now, when we talk about this, how much is being provided? Like, it is for 75% of rural population and 50% of urban population. The National Food Security Act, this one covers 75% rural population. This one covers the 75% of rural population and 50% urban population. So under the current provisions, we are having this Food Security Act. So right now, as per 2011 census, it is 81.35 crore people. Okay. According to 2011 census, this is being provided to 81.35 crore. that we have a provision for food to 81.35 crore population of the country. Okay. But when we look at this, what is the present population? When we look at this, the present population is 146.6 crore. So beneficiaries, they are approximately 55%. They are approximately 55.6% of the population, of total population. So we see that we are having this Antyodaya Ann Yojana, and as part of this, there is a scheme that 35 kg grains will be provided per household per month. Initially, it was on the basis of 2011 census. When it was decided in 2013, it was on the basis of 2011 census. So it was covering near about 81.35 crore of the population. But right now, if we look at this, even now, the allocation is on the basis of 81 crore. The allocation under the NFSA is on the basis of 81 crore, which makes just 55.56 population of the country. So we have an increase of almost 30 crore population in the last 10 years. But we see that in the same manner, the increase in contribution has not been there. In the last 15 years, we have seen almost 30 crore population rise. But we see that in the same manner, the allocation has not increased. So this is one of the part that what is there under the Food Security Act. Now there is a new proposal. We see that this is the current provision, but now we are having a new proposal. We are having a new proposal. Amendment to NFSA. National Food Security Act. And it says that now it is going to be on the basis of not household size, it is going to be on the basis of individual rather than household. Okay. It will be on the basis of individual level allocation. Individual level allocation rather than household level. It is going to be on the basis of individual level allocation rather than household level allocation. So it is going to be on this basis. Now why? So how that will be determined? 7 kg per person. 7 kg per month per person. And there is a maximum limit. There is a maximum limit that is 35 kg per family. 35 kg per family. So if you look at this, what is the change here? That it is going to be now on the basis of individual. So suppose there is a family which is having 3 people only. Let's say there is a family which is having 3 people only. So they will be getting 21 kg. अगर family में 3 लोग हैं तो 21 kg. But if the family is consisting of 6 people, then it will not be 42 kg. Then again it will remain 45 kg. So maximum allocation has not been increased. Here we will see that rather than increasing the maximum allocation, there is a change in the formula. That now it will be not be uniform 35 kg per family. It will be per person. But per family, the limit will still be same. That is 35 kg per family. Okay. 35 kg per family. Okay. So no, there is no such age criteria which has been identified for the children. There is no such age criteria which has been identified as of now. Okay. So this is a proposal which is coming up. It is not like earlier it was not like how many people or everything. It was simply on the basis of household. Now it is simply that on the basis of individuals. And individuals have to be there in the census list. Okay. Individuals have to be there in the census list, only then they will be added. So if suppose that it is on the basis of a census, let's say of 2027, so those who are born after 2027, it will be challenging to include them in that table. Okay. So this is one of the part which we see here as part of the National Food Security Act. But this is one of the angle. Okay. We are coming to the other part. Okay. We are coming to the other part, the food security in India. The challenges with respect to food security. The challenges with respect to food security. We see that there is something, we see that there is a excessive force on food grains. There is a excessive focus on food security, but less on nutrition quality. But less on nutrition quality. Okay. We see that there is a excessive force on the food security part, that we are going to give the grains to the people. We are going to give the grains to the people, but there is a lesser focus on nutrition security. This is something, it is dominated by cereals. It is dominated by wheat and rice. It is dominated by wheat and rice. We see here that this is something which is dominated by wheat and rice. We are not going for diversification. We are not going for diversification. This is one of the major challenge here. Okay. So what we see that there is a rising burden. There is a rising burden of undernutrition and overnutrition. So we see that we are having a large number of people who are suffering from stunting. We have a large number of children who are suffering from stunting, wasting, or many other problems like anemia. We have a sufficiently large number of children suffering from anemia, stunting, wasting, etc. And on the other hand, we have also a large chunk of pre-diabetic or diabetic patients. We see that there is a challenge of both undernutrition and overnutrition. We are having a challenge of nutrition related disorders plus the non-communicable diseases like diabetes. Okay. Then we see that this is one of the angle. This is one of the angle in case of food security. There is another part of it. Okay. There is another part of it. We see that this is household. Okay. There is something, we see that there is a household level inequality. There is a household level inequality. We see that small families getting more grains. Bigger families getting less grains. So there is a family level inequality. There is a family level inequality or household level inequality, which we also see as part of National Food Security Act. Now, what is the main purpose here? Are we trying to control population through this? Or are we trying to address the issue of malnutrition? We have to be clear about our focus. India's total fertility rate is already at 1.9. If you look at this, India's total fertility rate is at 1.9. 2.1 is the replacement level. It is already coming down to 2.0 or 1.9 also. In some of the states, it has gone less than 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6 also. So what is our ultimate aim of this initiative of NFSA? Is it population control or is it nutrition security? We have to be clear about our focus. If it is population control, then why are we controlling the population right now? We are already having that phase where we have gone below the replacement level. We have already gone below the replacement level. So if you are further trying to control the population, there will be a phase when there will be only the dependent population, not the working population. We are already coming to that crisis phase. So in the next 20 years, 30 years, we will see that the demographic dividend phase will be over. We will have a huge number of dependent population, old age population. So what are we trying to achieve through NFSA? Then what we see that at the same time, when we are talking about this food security, we also see that there is an outdated beneficiary database. There is this outdated beneficiary database, and that is census 2011. We see that there is an outdated beneficiary database. So that is also one of the challenge. It is linked to census 2011. Okay. It is related to census 2011. What we see that there is also a risk of exclusion error. There is one thing, there is a risk of exclusion error. There is also a risk of exclusion error. Many of the people are excluded from the list. Many of the people are excluded from the list because of digitalization. The reason behind this is digitalization. Digital governance with digitally illiterate population. So we are trying to achieve a digital governance in a phase when we are having those people who are digitally illiterate. Okay. Without an updated KYC and ration card, persons cannot collect the grain, is it? Dekho, the thing is, it varies from state to state. This is something which varies from state to state. It is not the uniform policy in all the states. Every state, the state is responsible for dividing, or the state is responsible for distributing the grains there. So in some of the states, there is an updated ration card and everything where it is easier for the people to get it. In some of the states, it is quite difficult. It is still linked to the 2011 census. So this distribution task comes on the state government. It comes on the state government. So some states are doing well in that, and some states are again following the 2011 census. So it depends on this part. Okay. What we see that there is also a technological gap. There is also a technological gap. There is also a technological gap. We see that many a times there is authentication failures. So people get no ration. We see that there is lack of connectivity also. Lack of connectivity also at many of the remote areas. Connectivity in remote areas. So we are having Aadhaar enabled. We are having this Aadhaar enabled distribution of the ration. We are having Aadhaar enabled distribution of the ration. So this Aadhaar enabled distribution of ration becomes complicated when there is a network challenge in remote areas. So that is also one of the issue. Then we have a financial challenge also. We are also seeing that there is a financial burden. There is a financial burden also. On government. We see that the food subsidy bill, this one crosses rupees 2,27,000 crore. The food subsidy bill is again very higher. The food subsidy bill is again very much higher, that it is crossing around 2.28 lakh crore rupees. So that is one of the challenging situation which we see in the case of food security in India, that it is having a huge toll on our fiscal abilities also, on our fiscal capacity also. So there is an issue with respect to the quality of the food. There is an issue with respect to household level inequality. There is an outdated beneficiary. There is an exclusion error. There is a technological gap. And at the same time, there is a financial problem also with respect to this food security. Now, in this context, what are the proposed solution? What is the proposed solution? This is yearly bill. Monthly itna nahi hota, yearly. It is budget based. It is 2.28 lakh crore yearly. Annually. Now the thing is, so what is the solution here? What is the solution? That what should be done? What should be done in this case? According to this article, we should still be considering 35 kg per household. Yeah. So we should look at this, that we should go for, okay, household level allocation for general families, plus we have to get better formula for larger households. We need a new formula, you can say, new formula for larger households. So we cannot ignore the larger households, those who are having more than 7 members, 8 members, 10 members in families, those who are joint families. So again, it will be challenging for them. Okay. We need to diversification of grains through NFSA. We have to move away from cereal dependence. We can go towards the pulsage. We should go towards millets and other substances. We should go towards pulses, millets, and other substances. Just to give you one idea, let's say when we are talking about the Indian households, rice and wheat are not very costly items. Rice and wheats are not very costly items. They can still be purchased by the households. So we can go for providing other things. For example, you know that rajma is a rich source of nutrition. Grams are a rich source of nutrition. So why the government will be providing only this part? Why the government will be providing only this rice and wheat through this PDS system? Government can diversify the things, that you can go for rice, you can go for wheat, you can go for gram, you can go for pulses, you can go for rajma, you can go for other substances. So those substances which are better, which are having better nutrition quality, you should be promoting that, so that people can have a diversification in their food items, not having just a huge dependence on rice and wheat. So there is a need of diversification. Then there is a need of local procurement of grains for reducing cost. Right now what we see that most of the items, okay, most of the items are being purchased from a few states of the India. Okay, we see that over dependence on a few states, over dependence under MSP on a few states. So most of the MSP related procurement, which is used for providing the food security, which is used for providing the grains under NFSA, it is coming only from the some states of India. So again, we need to diversify that part. Then comes to the portion of beneficiary. We see that there is one thing, we need to have updation of list, and this should be a regular practice. This should be a regular practice. It should be done annually. There should be an annual updation of this list. That is something which we require. We require to this revise this updation of list on a regular manner. We also have to avoid exclusion error. Exclusion error as a result of digitalization and technology. So this is also something which is required. We need to ensure that there is no one who is excluded from this. Okay, there is no one who is excluded from this. We also need, okay, we also need this portability option. Portability option. Portability option, like one nation, one ration card. One nation, one ration card. This is something which is especially helpful for migrant laborers. Helpful for migrant laborers. This is something which is going to be helpful for the migrant laborers. So we need to do that. Okay, we need to do that. At the same time, we have to also review the 35 kg ceiling. Okay, we need to review the 35 kg ceiling also. Reviewing 35 kg ceiling on regular basis. That we need to review this part, that is it serving our cause? If our aim is to have a healthy and a nutritious population, So this is something which we need to review from time to time. Okay. So this is one thing which we have to do. We have to connect our PDS system with healthcare. Connecting PDS system with healthcare. Connecting PDS with healthcare. So this is something which we require. What is the overall objective here? We need to have a food security. We need to have a better health outcome. We need to have a better nutrition security. So for this, we need to connect our PDS with healthcare also. I hope it's clear. Okay. In Chhattisgarh state, they provide rice, salt, sugar for household family. Yes, you can give that as an example. In many states, it is being done. So you can give that as an example. So this is what we need to change. This is what we need to change in our public distribution system. We have examples of multiple states which are already doing this. In Madhya Pradesh also, in certain areas. In Rajasthan also, we are seeing that there is promotion of millets. So we need to have locally sourced food items rather than just having a dominance on wheat and rice. So these are the steps which are required for the modification of our PDS system, for the modification of our National Food Security Act. So I hope it's clear. Now coming to the second part. The second part is with respect to Narega versus this VVG Ramji. Okay. A direct transfer use कर सकते हैं, but it has not proven to be very much beneficial in terms of food security. Okay. Because then people may start going for meeting other needs with the same money. Okay. So direct benefit transfer can be there. It can be in terms of food coupons. There is one option there that it can be in the terms of food coupon. That if government want to reduce that part of like corruption, reduce that focus on that part of over expenditure on distribution or storage, then government may go for this another thing that is in the form of this food coupons. That there can be simple shops at any place, people can go and purchase it from the food coupons. So that is something which has also been suggested from time to time. Food coupons. You may have seen that in many of the cities, in many of the places. Now we are having some marts, like we have the marts of Reliance, we have the marts of many other companies. Okay. Even the food delivery apps which are there, if the government want, it can also use that an option. That food delivery apps which are there, they can be engaged in distribution of the food items. It will create a job opportunity also. Plus, the cost will shift. The cost of storage, the cost of distribution, the cost of like transportation. This is something which will reduce on the government. Okay. So government can use the food delivery apps also. Nowadays, we have so many Instamart and Blinkit and many others. So they can also be used. People can be given a monthly food coupon. So there can be a mix of approach at multiple places. Okay. Now, coming to this one part, what was promised by Narega's new version and where it falls short. This is the part of VVG Ramji. Okay. So first we will see what are the features here of the VVG Ramji. I think many of you are aware about this. That when we talk about Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin. Okay. This is one of the part. This is one of the act. This is one of the scheme of the government which has replaced the MG Narega. Okay. Now it is saying 125 days of work. 125 days of work. That was one of the promise. It was having 125 days of work. Okay. Minimum wage of 300. Minimum wage of rupees 300 per day. We have also seen that under MG Narega, the government has notified that across the country, there will be a minimum wage of 300 rupees. The state governments can contribute more, but there will be a minimum wage of 300 rupees. Okay. Then it goes for universal rollout. There is a universal rollout in rural areas, that it will be there in all the rural areas of India. There will be universal rollout in rural areas. Okay. There will be tech-driven monitoring. There is going to be tech-driven monitoring. That there is going to be a tech-driven monitoring. There we have seen that authentication using there will be eKYC also. Okay, facial recognition app also. So we have seen that facial recognition app, there is going to be eKYC. So many such measures have been introduced for the purpose of transparency. बहुत सारी चीजों को लाया गया transparency से. And we have seen that this is also having a allocation of near about 1,55,000 crore. There is a allocation of 1,55,000 crore. We have seen 60% from union and 40% states. So it has been said that there will be a higher allocation under the MG Narega. Under the MG Narega, the allocation was on the lower side. Okay, in many years in MG Narega, the allocation was like 60,000 crore, 70,000 crore, maximum touching 1 lakh crore. Okay. So we see that these are changing. These have been the features of VBG Ramji. These have been features of VBG Ramji. Okay. What we see, we have the data of the first month. Now we are having the data of the first month, the actual data of the first month of implementation. Okay. So we have to see this, the data of first month of implementation. The data of the first month of implementation. We see that there has been a 50% decline year on year in demand. Okay. So the rural jobs dropped by 50%. Okay. Rural jobs dropped by 50% as compared to previous year. So as compared to April 2025, we see that it has dropped by 50%. Okay. We see that households reporting for job declined by 50%. The households reporting for job, declined by 50%. So the households reporting for job has also declined by 50%. So that is also one thing which we see. Okay. If we are having a comparison January to June 2026, we are having a 6 months average. Okay. We see that total percentage generated. Okay. So we see that total percentage generated generated. Okay. This is like 215.2 million. This is 215.2 million. In January to June 2025, in January to June 2025, it was 335.4 million. 335.4 million. So last year, in the same period, the number of jobs which were generated, the number of total percentage job which has been generated, that how much work has actually been done, if we count it as one labor. So we see that there was total labor that was 215.2 million. That was the total labor number days which were generated in the January to June 2026. So this year it is 215 million. Last year it was 335.4 million. So there is a decline of 35.8% decline. There is 35.8% decline. So there is a decline of 35.8%. So this is one thing which we see here, that if we evaluate this, that how the VVG Ramji has been working so far with respect to the data, that how much work has been created, how much job has been created, how the demand has increased or decreased. So I think you are getting the idea. Okay. We see that that what are the challenges which has been highlighted here? The challenges which has been highlighted in this scenario. That what challenges has been highlighted with respect to this? Okay. Like 125 days has been promised. 125 days has been promised, but no financial provision to secure this guarantee. Okay. We see that there is promise of 125 days. Promise of 125 days. If it is not fulfilled, then there will be compensation to workers. There will be compensation to workers. There is a promise of 125 days of work. If it is not fulfilled, then what we see that compensation to the workers. The thing is, how? Where is the fund? Where is the fund for this? No financial provisions. In the scheme. So there is no such financial provision in the scheme for this purpose. Dekho, there is a question in your mind that despite unemployment is increasing, why the people are not working? The thing is, it's not that the people are not working. The thing here is that the job has to be created first. Here, if people are declining, it means that the people are not getting the jobs. People are not getting the jobs. Second thing is, job has to be located in their vicinity, in their surrounding. अगर जॉब कहीं ऐसी जगह पे जनरेट हो रहा है जहां पे वो जा ही नहीं सकते, तो हाउ दे विल बी रिपोर्टिंग फॉर द जॉब? The transportation cost is also higher. Suppose that if a person is getting 350 rupees in MG Narega, but they have to spend 100 rupees on traveling. So how they will be going? How they will be going? So that is also one of the part. Okay. So this is also one of the scenario. Now the second thing is allocated fund. The second thing is allocated fund. It is roughly 1,55,000 crore. But if job not created, how it is going to be utilized? How it is going to be utilized? So there is an allocation of fund that is approximately 1,55,000 crore. But if jobs are not created, then what will be the use of this fund? Okay. So what we see, this is again a lower. Okay. Then the wages, the minimum wages, fixed by union at a minimum of rupees 300 per day. We know that states may increase this. States may increase this. That's fine. But there is another part which we have to consider. There is a Satpathy Commission. This has recommended rupees 375 per day. Okay. So government has earlier constituted a committee. Government ने पहले constitute की थी एक committee को बनाया था Satpathy Commission. That commission has given this one thing, that it should be a minimum of rupees 375 per day. But the union government has kept it at rupees 300 per day. Okay. Now, what we see that the technical glitch, the challenges, and in challenges, we have this one thing, the technical exclusion, the technological exclusion. We have seen that EKYC plus facial recognition app, Now, this has led to deletion of crores of job cards. This has led to deletion of crores of job cards. Okay. So we have seen that many of the job cards have been deleted. Okay. So there is frequent technical glitch plus frequent technical glitch what we see that there is a frequent technical glitch. So due to which also many people are getting excluded. Let me give you one example. देखो अभी तो बैंक का सर्वर फिर भी ठीक से काम करता है, but I don't know how many of you have witnessed this or not. There was a time in India almost 10 years back when the banks were adopting technology. And many a times their server was not working properly. So when you are going to a bank, you are waiting for your money to be deposited or for withdrawal of a money. And it was dependent on the computer systems. So at that time, you may have seen this, or your parents may have seen this, that they are standing in queues. The person who is working on the bank counter, that person, he or she, they are sitting idle, but they cannot do anything. It was not their fault, of course, it was not their fault. But the thing is, we are adopting a technology. This should have made the process faster. But in the initial days, due to lack of a proper technological development and training, we have seen that the bank work became much more complicated. It was having more glitches than what it was solving. So the same thing we are witnessing here also. Since this is a technological transformation, a technological transition, in the initial period, there is going to be a large number of exclusion errors or technical glitches at the same time. So this is also one of the part. Okay. Then we have seen that there is a more burden on the states. Okay. There is a higher burden on the states. There is a higher burden on states. There is a higher burden on states. And remember this one thing, Finance Commission, there is no change in vertical distribution. There is no change in vertical distribution. Then we see that the union government, this is focusing more on cess and surcharge. It is focusing more on cess and surcharge, and this need not be shared with states. So what we see that when we are talking about this, there is a higher burden on states. The Finance Commission, this is doing no such change in vertical distribution. Union government is reducing or shrinking the divisible pool. We see that it is shrinking the divisible pool. It is shrinking divisible tax pool. It is reducing the tax pool by focusing more on cess and surcharge. So union government is getting more money in cess and surcharge, and they don't have to share it with the state government. So state governments are having lower fund. Finance Commission has not increased it. Union government is shrinking the supply, and they have very little power of taxation. Okay. Little taxation power. Or source of revenue. They have little taxation power or source of revenue. We can say it limited also. We can say that it is a limited. There is a limited taxation power or source of revenue. So that is also a challenge with the states. So we see that in the MG Narega, we are seeing that many such new problems are also coming up. Many such new problems are also coming up. And in accordance to that, you can write the way forward also. इसी के अनुसार आप way forward भी लिख सकते हो कि what is required to be done with respect to this. So I hope ये दोनों topic clear हैं सबको. So on the basis of it, we have two questions. Highlight the key features of VVG Ramji. Discuss the key challenges identified in its implementation. So when you are discussing the challenges, you have to give the way forward also. The second question is this: India needs a transition from a mere food security to nutrition security. Identify the key challenges of food security in India and suggest measures. So this is one of the two questions which you have to write in the with respect to these two articles. So I think आप सभी लोग लिख सकते हो. Okay. Now I am going to come to this one question first. पहले इस क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं. Last day I have given you this one question to write the answer. Many of you have written the answer. I will come to your responses also. I have noted down everyone's response and suggestions from my side. So I will come to that. Like this morning at 7 a.m. I have seen all the copies which have been submitted for this question. So I will give you the suggestion for those people who have written in English in this session. हिंदी वाले सेशन में. So now, when we talk about this one article, it was saying evaluate. So you have to give the positives and both negatives both. The implications, it means plural, of each stakeholders in West Asia with respect to Makkah Pact. So what we see that when we are talking about this one topic, of course, the introduction can be simple about the Makkah Pact. Many of you have given this. That's fine. Introduction is about the Makkah Pact. Okay. So that's fine. In most of the cases, it is there. What we see that we have to evaluate. So if we want, we can make a flow chart with respect to this one thing, that why the Makkah Pact is there. Why? We can make a flow chart with respect to this, that why this Makkah Pact is there. Why this Makkah Pact is there. Now, we can make this subheading implications on each stakeholder, on stakeholders. Implication on stakeholders. Now suppose if you are writing on one side about Saudi, you have to tell both the aspect of it, that what are the positive implications, what are the challenges for them. Many of you have written it one-sided. You have not given the other part of it. So that was one of the issue which we have to see. The question is saying evaluate. So you have to give both the positive as well as negative aspect of it. So here you have to see both the part, that what positive aspect, what negative aspect. Similarly, you can do it for the part of UAE also. Sorry, UAE में बोल रहा हूँ. Pakistan, you can do it for Turkey. ये तीनों पहले प्रायोरिटी होंगे. Then you will also be doing it for Israel, for US, for Iran. Okay. And if you want, although like the question is with respect to West Asia, so India is not that much concerned, but still if you want, you can also write it with respect to India as well. Okay. Some of you have written a very good conclusion part. About conclusion part, that there is a need of more political dialogues and cooperation among the West Asian nations. आप में से कुछ लोगों ने इस conclusion वाले part को अच्छा लिखा है कि what should be the approach in West Asia. ठीक है, what should be approach in West Asia. तो this is one thing. हाँ, आप चाहो तो इंडिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी इस कंक्लूजन को लिख सकते थे कि what India needs to do in this case. सर पर सभी के लिए पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव मिला ही नहीं है. Implications means like suppose that when we are talking about Iran, तो ईरान के लिए क्या implications होगा. The one implication is that it will have a greater risk. But at the same time, we can write कि Iran may look for other alternatives. Implications में ऐसा नहीं कि जरूरी नहीं कि होना ही है. Okay. So what we see that the implication will be like this, that with respect to Iran might be forging a similar alliance. इसको आप बता सकते हो. Iran might think about forging another alliance. Okay. नहीं, इसमें way forward required नहीं है. There is no requirement of way forward here. देखो, हर किसी में ना मिले तो ठीक है, बट मेन वाले में तो लिखोगे ना. जो मेन कंट्रीज हैं, सपोज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सऊदी, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट तुर्की, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सऊदी, तुर्की, पाकिस्तान, यूएस. कम से कम इन चार के बारे में तो लिखोगे ना. एंड देन ईरान. इसराइल को, चलो इसराइल तो मैंने आपको बोला भी था कि इसराइल इज समथिंग विच इज हैविंग वेरी लेसर रेलेवेंस, बट इट कैन ऑल्सो बी इंपैक्टेड. तो मेन जो स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, यू हैव टू एटलीस्ट आइडेंटिफाई देम. इंडिया पे भी इसका कुछ खास पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव नहीं पड़ेगा, बट द मेन पोर्शंस विच आर देयर, they have to be identified. Sir, Iran is using proxies. Can we mention their name? You can say this, that Iran might again empower more proxies like Houthis in Yemen. The Houthis in Yemen, they may be given more such push by the Iranian authorities, because then it will not be a direct war. तो हाँ, आप चाहो तो इसराइल को इग्नोर कर सकते हो, बिकॉज इसराइल इज नॉट डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड. बट यस, if you want, you can add it. Otherwise, the main stakeholders have to be identified. कि पहले तो 3 पे तो लिखना ही है ना कि how it will be benefiting US. If we talk about Saudi is having a potential benefit that it will have more such security, it will create a deterrence. But the implication is it want to secure that autonomy. But there is one thing. Its reliance on US is not going to decrease. Second thing, it may further aggravate Iran. It may further aggravate Iran for creating a similar structure. So this is one of the part which we see कि how you have to write in this answer. Okay. कई लोगों ने बहुत कम लिखा है. You have to be a little bit more analytical. सिर्फ नोट्स नहीं, उसके थोड़ा बियॉन्ड जाके खुद से भी सोचकर लिखना है. नाउ कमिंग टू द सजेशंस. देखो, मुझे जो जो कॉपी दिखी है अटैचमेंट में, रिमेंबर वन थिंग, इन द अटैचमेंट कुछ लोगों ने अगर सीधा टाइप करके लिखा है वो मैं नहीं देख पाया हूं, बट अटैचमेंट विच आई हैव सीन, लेट मी टेल यू वन बाय वन. ओके, फर्स्ट कॉपी वाज फ्रॉम योगराज. तो योगराज हैज रिटन like subheadings are also good. You have written overall good answer, but conclusion is something where you can work a little bit more. So there is this one name Yograj, and for him I will suggest that conclusion can be somewhat more better. When we talk about Mithun Verma, so like everything is almost good, but you have to be a little bit more analytical. You have to little bit also improve that part of writing. ये मैंने आपको कल भी सजेस्ट किया था, तो improve it a little bit more. Then there is one copy from Shreya Shukla. देखो, in your writing there is the second line in the introduction which is better than the first line. We have written 2 parts of the introduction. The first line, in fact, if you can start with the second line of your introduction, it will be much more better. So you can improve in that part. Okay, representation is good, and sometimes what you are doing, you are writing conclusion. Many of you, what you are doing when you are writing conclusion, you are first giving a heading, conclusion, and then you are writing in front of this. So this one part is not required. Some of you are writing introduction and then writing it. Some of you are writing conclusion then writing it. So it's not required. The first paragraph is automatically introduction. The last para is automatically conclusion part. Okay. Then we have this one name SG. मुझे आपका नाम नहीं पता, उसमें बस SG लिखा हुआ था. So you have written very good answer. Your conclusion is also good. So overall good answer writing. Okay. Riya Soni. See, you can improve in your part. Like you have given portions about US. You have just mentioned that how it will be. You have mentioned this one part that US wants that its regional partners should have more responsibility. But then you have to suggest this one part also. आप में से कई लोगों ने ये आंसर में लिखा है कि US wants its regional partners to take more responsibility, but at the same time it also is having a risk of losing the relevance in West Asia. कि आपका relevance खत्म होगा West Asia में. That is one part. There is one KGS user. Write your name. Okay, KGS user. So nice way of comparison of implications. You have very beautifully like compared the implications. So that is a good part. Then there is one answer from Bushra Fatima. Okay, देखो, you have written answer, But see, remember one thing, for many of you, this is one suggestion. You don't have to write exactly what I am writing here. मैं आपको notes दे रहा हूं. You have to write answer. I am giving you notes. You have to write answer. So you have to write in your own words, not in the notes format. There is one answer from Somu. Okay. Somu, when you have written this answer, you have just discussed like which nations are in the pact, what is their intent behind the pact. You have not discussed the implication. We have discussed only this part, that why they have gone for the pact. You have not discussed this part, that why, what are the implications. That is one part which is missing your answer, Somu. There is one name, Star. So good comparison. Okay, but you can improve a little bit on representation part. Like it can be a much more clear part. Then there is answer from Himanshu. So Himanshu, when next time you are uploading the answer, and if you're uploading with a cup of tea, then please fill that cup of tea with actual tea. That cup looks empty. Okay. And you are writing good answer, but you have not mentioned about the other stakeholders. You have primarily mentioned about Saudi. You have primarily mentioned about Turkey and Pakistan. You have not written about other stakeholders. So write about them also. And if you're uploading that cup of tea, please fill it with tea also, so that I can at least see the tea. Then there is this answer from Adhira. See, you have written good answer. Representation is also good, but the conclusion was not there. The conclusion was not there. So you have to write the conclusion. It is a very important part. You have representation is good, but conclusion has to be added. There is one answer from Pradeep. So again, Pradeep, the thing is, you have to add all the stakeholders. You have to add all the stakeholders, not just the three ones. You have to add more of them. Okay. There is an answer from Mahima. So Mahima, you have to write according to question. Okay. You have to write according to question. So this is one thing which you will have to do. You have to change your way. Okay. Your writing and representation is very good, but you have not written as per the demand of the question. So you have to change that approach. Okay. Same advice goes for Sadhana. You have to revisit the question. You have to rewrite that. Okay. Then Rishabh. Rishabh, after writing the introduction, you have make a para, which is like with respect to the, I think, the features of Makkah Pact. So rather than making that paragraph, you can make a flow chart over there. So after writing that introduction, you have added one more para there. So you can change it with the help of a flow chart. Then Mridul, overall, you have written very good answer. Representation is also good. Subheadings and everything is there. So good one. There is Shanu. Dekho, your answer is also good. Your analytical approach is quite good, but you have to be focused about the word limit also. I think in your answer, the word limit is crossing. It is 150 words. So you have to work on word limit part. And then one part, last one is for Ginny. So Ginny, overall, very good effort. You have taken the message from the last session. Now you are writing on a plain paper. So that's quite good. Okay. You have good effort. Representation is also nice. Just you have to be a little bit more analytical. Like I told you, it is one thing which is missing for many of you. See, I am teaching you. So I am giving you the notes. When you are writing the answer, Kajal, I could not see your copy. Let me check it again. By what username it is there? Let me see it again. And in the evening session, I will include that. Okay. So I have not seen your copy. I was searching for your copy, but I didn't get it. Okay. So if possible, please upload it once again. Okay. So I will see that in the evening session. I will let you know. Okay. What I was saying, that I am teaching you. So I am giving you in the notes format, but you have to write the answer. So you have to be a little bit more analytical. Okay. So that is one thing. I have given you the question, and today the question which is going to be uploaded, let me tell you. The question about the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission. This first question is going to be uploaded in today's answer writing part. Okay. हाँ बाकी ठीक है आपका ऋषभ बाकी part ठीक है. Okay. So this is what is going to be uploaded. Many of you are writing answers and I'm very much happy for it. Like more than 20 plus answers from the English students were there. So it means some of you are still not writing. Some of you are still not writing, so you have to write the answers. Okay. So thank you everyone. Let's meet in the next session tomorrow. So we have the Independence Day approaching, 15th of August, but we will meet tomorrow and we will discuss more such articles. Thank you everyone. Take care.